From JA to UK to LA and everywhere else now, this is a podcast strictly influenced by Jamaican music, brought to you by Eric Kohler and Junor Francis. Well, if you're driving in your car or you're sitting home alone, the Junior entertain you on his microphone. History of LA Ska. Yeah, hear stories from a guest while we all have a blast. From LA to Jamaica, it's in the podcast. The history of LA Ska. Of LA Ska, yeah. It's the history. Yes, it is. Of LA Ska. History of LA Ska, yeah. It's the history. Yes, it is. Of LA Ska. Of LA Ska. It's the history of LA Ska. One more time, yeah. It's the history of LA Ska.
Welcome to the History of LA Ska one-on-one sessions. Junor Francis, your host, alongside our producer and our good friend, Eric Kohler. This series celebrates the ska, rocksteady, and vintage reggae scene in Southern California and beyond through insightful conversations with legends and modern-day talent, including those working behind the scenes. So I want to thank all our friends and relatives who are working behind the scene to make this possible. Having said that, whether you listen to this podcast series or watch us on YouTube, we really and truly want to thank you. And please remember to subscribe, comment, share, and tell as many friends as you possibly can. This amazing series is our Supernova International Ska Festival 2026 preview episode with special guest Steve Jackson of the Pietasters, Dunia Bess of Girl Revue, Matt Hensley and Sean Wheeler of the A100s, Supernova co-founder, curator, Tim Receveur, known worldwide. Just about everyone knows Tim now. Amazing job. I think this is number what number is this one?
It's 12 years in, and I think 10 years out of 12 years.
12 years.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations. Yes. And
Yeah.
Junior, thank you for that introduction. I know that many of you have many other credits than what Junior mentioned, and one quick correction: Steve is from the Pietasters, not to be confused with the Pietasters. Although that would be a great all-star group, the Pietasters.
We've been called worse.
Of course.
All right, so I fall somewhere in the middle.
No, all good. Welcome everyone, friends Tim and the Dunia, returning guests, and this is our first time Junior and I are talking with Steve, Matt, and Sean, so it's our pleasure. First, we want to encourage everyone, get your tickets to Supernova. It takes place September 12th and 13th with some nice pre-show and after-show parties as well. That's at Fort Monroe in Hampton, Virginia. It is by far one of the greatest festivals in the world and the top ska festival in the U.S. This year, Supernova boasts really a wide range of traditional ska punk, reggae acts, including a number of legends. We have ska legend Derek Morgan, as well as ska legend and bassist legend Lloyd Parks, Susan Cadogan, Marcia Aiken, Yellowman, and then two-tone legends Linville Golding, Dave Wakeling. We're going to talk a lot about some of the other talent, including our wonderful guests here. And
I just want to also point out before you continue,
Yes.
Linville Golden, he's paying a special tribute to Stranger Cole.
yes,
So that cannot be missed under any circumstances. He'll be getting some assistance from Jackie Mendez.
amazing.
Yeah, we know Stranger Cole became an ancestor recently.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's going to be extra special. And Tim, thank you for your flexibility there too. I know that was a late ad. And then lastly, definitely want to say Junior and Dunia are going to return as co-MCs.
Hey, looking forward.
All right, Junior, over to you.
Yes, sir. So to all, what was your ska baptism?
For everyone, who wants to take it first?
I'll jump in. Mine was matinees in Washington, D.C., seeing like the Toasters, the New York Citizens, and just whoever was driving up and down the East Coast for those Sunday matinees.
Wow. So around what year would that have been, Steve?
Like 88, 89, 90. That there was a really strong scene at the time in DC, and it's a small town. It's a big city, but it's a really small town when you talk about the folks that are involved in the scene here. So but there's always been cool weekly and monthly, ska nights, DJ nights, and like I said, the Sunday matinees for some reason just stuck with me when I was a teenager.
Nice. I love that. Matt?
Yeah, I mean, when I was probably 16 or 17, I saw the Untouchables play at a local college around here, which immediately I just was like, wow, blown away by them, and then it made me investigate why things are the way they are and things that and why music sounds the way it does, I guess. And it wasn't short after, long after that, like I got turned on to like Desmond Decker and just a whole other land of music that I had no like, I just didn't even know existed. And as soon as I caught on to it, I just was like, wow. And it just one song led to the next thing, and it started a lifelong love of this music.
And the rest is history, right?
Yes, I love that.
Sean, how about you?
It was 1982, and it was we would go to the Roxy and see the Untouchables, and then we would just see everyone that was playing back then that came through LA, whether it was Bad Manners or UB40 or The Beat or Madness.
Yeah.
Or but the Untouchables was like the one that, it all excited us, but that was like the local thing. I grew up in the desert, but it's 2 hours away, so we would drive up there and see them. They would always open for everybody. They'd be opening up for whoever was. I saw them open up for Bow Wow Wow back then.
Oh yeah,
they were always opening up because they were great, obviously.
Yeah, that's super cool. I love that. Dunia.
Man, I keep getting asked this question and I keep trying to remember when the first time that I heard ska was, because I'm pretty sure, like, my father's family is all West Indian, so like I'm sure I heard it at cookouts and barbecues, but didn't recognize it.
Sure.
I became a Fishbone fan in like 1988, 87, 88, but I did not know that what they were playing was ska. And I also saw the New York Citizens, but I didn't know what they were playing with ska either. The first time I knew that it was ska is after when I was like 19, I met Lewis and Vic from the Slackers, and they played a show locally, and I was basically just like, talking to them about the music, and Lewis and Vic basically showed me that was ska. And all this time you've been listening to ska, type of thing. So
I love that. That's
So
great.
what coast were you living at the time, Dunia?
I was living in New York City, my hometown.
Oh, New York. Yeah, okay.
Yes. And last but definitely not least, Tim.
Well, I grew up in rural Indiana, so it was like a town of 400 people, and we didn't have any ska shows at all. So the first time I saw anything like that or got the music was in Japan, living there like 93 to 96. So there was record stores in downtown Tokyo, and
Yeah.
it gave me, got me hooked on Operation Ivy and Voodoo Glow Skulls. And anyway, I came back to the US in like 96, and everything was kind of taken off. And anyway, saw bands like the Pietasters and Toasters, and was kind of hooked ever since.
But your
So
mom
those bands that you mentioned, they performed live in Japan when you were there?
No, I saw Tokyo Ska Paradise there, like when I was there. But
Nice.
I think ska was still like punk bands were just starting to kind of take over Japan at that time. Ska was still, the traveling ska bands at least were like a few years away from that. So
Right. Nice. Steve.
Yes,
So
sir.
not too far after when you were talking about going to these matinees, did the Pietasters form? Can you how did the Pietasters come about?
Yeah, we were all students at Virginia Tech out in the hills of Virginia, and we were a bad punk band, and we tried different variations of things. And then a friend of ours, Tal Bear, who was one of the founders of the Pietasters, moved back. He was going to school in Nebraska. He showed up in town and was like, "Hey, we listen to the Specials, we listen to Bad Manners. Let's play some of those songs. Those are fun party songs." And immediately it just was a great idea. We listened to that music, so we enlisted friends who could play horns or keyboard or whatever, and we quickly became the party band that played punk parties and frat parties and hippie parties. And it was weird because the different groups hated each other, but everybody liked to drink beer and listen to the Pietasters. So it was, and
Well,
Ooh, such change.
what other ska bands were around that your town when you
the Skunks were formed around the same time that we did,
Right.
and uh, we, like I said, Virginia Tech is maybe 5 hours south of DC, so we were kind of insulated down there, and would play college parties, Radford, Virginia Tech, go to Richmond, that sort of thing. And then Bad Manners came through, and a friend of ours was on the concert board at the university and booked Bad Manners, and then we ended up getting to play with them in Baltimore and Atlanta and Virginia Tech. And then we realized that, wow, you can actually maybe get beer in other cities to do this. And so we.
Talking about evolving. Yeah. So, Steve, how important were record labels such as Hellcat and Moonscat to the growth and popularity of the Pietasters?
Oh, they both labels played a very important part, and we had an old school bus and drove around the country one time on a self-released album.
That's when I met you.
Yeah, I remember you parallel parking in Manhattan,
Yeah.
a 1973 school bus. That was I'm glad somebody remembered.
I totally remember.
Yeah.
So anyway, we that's the way. There was no social media, there was no internet, so that's the way you built up an audience, was driving around in circles. And we I guess made enough of a fuss that Bucket decided he was going to take us on the road and put out a few records of ours. And each time I was like, all right, we need to get serious, need to get day jobs. Bucket, come on, let's go on the road. Okay. So then all right, this is about as much as we can do with this. Let's think about being serious grown-ups. And then Tim Armstrong shows up. Hey, I'm starting this label, and Slackers and Hepcat are going to be okay. Well, let's give this a try.
Right.
And then Dickie and the Bosstones took us out on the road and took us around the world. So we've been fortunate to have been plucked from the jaws of disaster by Bucket and Tim and Dickie and now Tim.
How many albums did you release on Moonska, and how many on Hellcat?
2 on Moonska and 2 on Hellcat. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay.
We did Ululu and Strapped Live on Moon, and then Willis and Awesome Mixtape on Hellcat. And Comply is a kind of a weird in-between album that came out in between the two labels.
Right. What would you consider, and I'm sure what you just mentioned obviously falls into would be part of this answer, but what are some career highlights, maybe from more of a touring and live performance standpoint, aside from trying to parallel park a school bus?
Just the opportunity to play with so many of our heroes. And we, like I said, the Bosstones are like big brothers to us, and they really took us around the world and showed us the ropes. And Bucket, that was a great experience, growing up listening to the Toasters, and that Ska Booby tour we did with them had all the classic members of the Toasters, and we met Cooley. And with the Hellcat, we were able to, we did a North American tour with Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros, and
wow.
We got to hang out with Joe Strummer every night for 5 weeks. So it just, and then Reverend Horton Heat and Bouncing Souls, and just anybody you've ever been friends with or wanted to be friends with, and the Warped Tour. And then after a European tour in the early 2000s, we were contacted by the local radio station who was going to bring James Brown into town, but he didn't want to bring his band. And we had just finished this tour in Europe, and every night after we got off stage, we would get on the bus and we'd listen to his live at the Apollo, like every night. And so serendipity, they called us a few days after we got back, and I said, sure, yeah, we can do that. And we sent some karaoke versions of his songs to his management in Augusta, Georgia. 2 days later, James Brown is at the studio we worked out of in Fairfax with his guitar player. And the next night we were playing Sex Machine at the MCI Center in front of 20,000 people. It was
What the
wild,
front door.
man.
That's super
That's
cool.
incredible. Wait, so that, I mean, talk about an experience. How was that? Was it easy to get that gig then? I mean, did they audition other bands and musicians, or?
Okay, so I'm lucky that I am a good organizer and I surround myself by talented musicians.
Sure.
All I can do is drive the van and make hotel reservations. So, but luckily the band that I'm in and the guys who play the music are super talented, and they had no trouble playing the songs. And the rehearsal with James Brown and his guitar player was basically, when Mr. Brown does this, you play this, and when he points over here, this happens. And so we learned the cues. And he did the show in DC with us. He did a show in Philadelphia with Dave Matthews Band backing him, and he did a show in New York with Lenny Kravitz backing him. And he was on Howard Stern after the fact, and Howard was trying to get him to talk about the Dave Matthews and Lenny Kravitz, and he said, "I want to talk about my boys at Pietasters." And we're just
Wow.
like, "This is incredible, man." He said they're the sound in 1966. Just he
That's
knew how to put
amazing.
people over. Yeah. So anyway,
That's pretty cool.
That is amazing. I had no idea. Okay, I'm gonna have to search for some footage.
So
Is there some stuff
every
online?
major city that James stopped in, he used a different band.
yes, sir. Yeah. And it was for those holiday Christmas, holiday Nutcracker shows that radio stations used to put
Yeah,
on. So
right.
it was whatever YSP in Philadelphia and WHFS, and
That is
then
amazing.
whatever the New York station is.
So
Wow.
cool.
How special is that? That's a great story.
I still can't believe it.
That rivals Norwood Fisher has a funny story about James Brown from Europe. You should ask him at some point. But this is
I
great.
definitely will.
That is amazing. Wow.
Yes.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, man. It's been a wild ride.
I heard he's extremely difficult to work with. Is that true?
I've heard those stories. He couldn't have been more charming or generous when he was working with us. And if we made any terrible mistakes, he certainly didn't let on. He had a leg brace on. He had hurt his ankle, and he rode up onto the stage in a golf cart. And as soon as he got ready to sing, he pulled the brace off of his leg and started doing the splits and spinning around. So he's just, I'm not breaking any new ground here talking about James Brown as the ultimate performer.
Yeah, that's amazing. Congrats on that. Matt, question for you. So talk about for the formation of Flogging Molly and why the band chose that specific particular style of music.
Flogging Molly?
Yes.
Well, I mean, Dave. When I met Dave King, it was in Los Angeles at Molly Malone's, where the band kind of started its roots from. I mean, Dave's from Ireland, and he was in a band called Fastway, like a heavy metal band in the 80s. And he shined all that, just like the industry and that kind of rock stuff. And he just went back to his roots, Irish roots. And he started, meeting people and playing folk music with a little bit of an edge with Ted Hutt and some other people. And by that time I was playing accordion for maybe a year and a half by that point. And I met Dave at a bar, and he's like, "Hey, it wasn't the Dave King band. We're going to restructure this band." And it's funny enough, like I was having a drink because earlier that evening I'd seen a band called Those Darn Accordions, like a 15-piece all accordion band. Went to Molly Malone's, was having a drink, and my friend Jeff's like, when I went to he had spoken to Dave when I was in the laboratory. So when I come out, Dave's looking for whatever the hell an accordion player looks like. So he's looking for, I don't know, like a big dude, like with German outfit. I don't really know what he's doing, but he looks right at me. And however I look, and he did not think that was me. So he just kept going through the bar, and I was wondering what's happening. And Jeff's like, "I think he wants to talk to you." And then it's just so kind of hilarious. He came back, although, "You're the accordion player?" Well, yeah, dude. What's up? And then he gave me a cassette tape that tells you how long ago it is, and he's already gonna have a rehearsal in 2 weeks, and be there. And that's in Los Angeles from San Diego.
That's awesome.
And what year was that?
That's 96.
96. Okay.
Wow.
And Matt, what would you consider your biggest career highlights with A Flag in Mali?
Oh wow! Well, we got to open up for Joe Strummer and the Mescaleros. That was a stellar night. And I have a funny story. So when I first started playing accordion, my main instrument, or my first instrument, was the guitar. But then falling in love with the Pogues and all of that, I just started to migrate to playing accordion. But that's not necessarily the coolest thing that you could possibly do. So people will give me grief and misery. So I had that kind of caught up inside of me. So I'm sitting at the curb. We're opening for the Mescaleros. I'm having a cigarette with my accordion, just like working on whatever. And Strummer sits down next to me, lights a cigarette himself. And then we just start talking, and he's just like, man, I love that you play accordion. It's so sweet. And I'm just like trying to pretend that I'm not tripping out, that I'm just sitting here with a cigarette with Strummer. But I remember such a good feeling when he left. He was so humble, so sweet. And I was like, wow, I've just been greenlit by Joe Strummer. And it's like I never had this like, I was always like felt really solid about what I was doing from that moment forward. Like I didn't let anybody talk too much shit.
You had the stamp of approval from the great one. Yeah.
Yeah, some more.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Yes. And I'm sure many career highlights.
I mean, I'm trying to think, like you asked me that question. We've been a band we're still a band, but we've been in a band for 30 years. So I'm thinking of all the great times that we've had, and we haven't been afraid to hit the road. But I will say that Mighty Mighty Bosstones was the first band that like we were doing the Warped Tour, like Dickie and all those sweet guys. They really fell in love with us, and next thing I know, we did the whole Warped Tour back then. So that's 2 months or whatever the hell that is, and then we immediately those guys wanted to open up for us in a full European run. So, and I had like a 1-year-old kid at that time, my son Oliver, and man, those were suspicious times, dude, because I was crying in my beer. And they took us to Europe, and it was absolutely lovely. And it was I'll never forget that. And I always thank those guys for sure.
Yeah.
And as a ska and reggae fan, like I'm just like I'm hanging out with the Mighty Mighty Bosstones.
Sure. Right.
Matt, we have to get together and share some stories.
For sure. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you need to. Matt, one more question for you. So you were already a world famous skateboarder when music started becoming a bigger part of your life. Was there anything that you learned from skateboarding about creativity or failure that might have carried over to music? Oh, is he frozen? Matt? Oh, there you go. You're back. You froze for a quick second.
I haven't done anything.
No, that's okay. You're good now. I don't know if you heard my question.
I don't know what happened there.
That's okay. Did you hear my question? You want me to repeat it?
No, I didn't hear it.
I was just asking. So you were already a well-known skateboarder when music started playing a bigger role in your life. What did you learn from skateboarding that might have carried over to music?
Well, I would say that I've had a blessed existence for sure. As I turned pro as a skater. I was still in high school, which was an odd event, and I got put in military school, so I was like in the Huskow.
Wow.
And so it's just a weird way that it went down. But I think like meeting some of my favorite skateboarders as a kid and just seeing how most of them were just really, really humble. I learned that little lesson like really quickly. So not that I knew that I was going to turn into some situation or that I would have a pro skateboarder sometime, but as all skateboarders do, you dream when you're like 13 or 14, 1983, like that would be amazing if you did. And so by the time that it did happen, I just kind of had this feeling that it all matters and how you behave and operate. Not that I'm trying to say that you need to be fake, but that it matters, that you should take that little extra effort, because at the end of the day, it matters. Because I meet people these many years later, whether it's a Flog and Molly experience or or anything, and doing the right thing, changes people's lives in all those ways, in the same way that I'm talking about Joe Strummer.
No, for sure. And I would think between your skateboarding and military school, you learned some discipline.
Well, I got put in military school for completely failing out, for just wanting to skate and not really not really care that much, but yeah, it was a good experience in retrospect. But I mean, there were no girls, full uniforms. Like you had to do push-ups. Skateboarding was illegal at my school, so like in my free period, we'd snuck a curb into my friend's Foot Locker, and we had this little tiny room. So we put the curb there, and we'd have like 5 feet. So it's really like one little push, hit the curb, and then hit back. We do that for like hours. And we'd have a lookout to make sure we don't get busted.
Right. You made it. Yeah, you made it work.
I would say to you too, like with regards to our conversation, like it's when I was skating, as soon as I felt Operation Ivy came into my life, like it's all I listened to. So even my first video parts are like, this was before like no one was asking me about what the copyrights were or any problems. They're just like, what do you want to skateboard to? I'm just like Operation Ivy, Operation. So all my early like 80s parts is like wall to wall, Operation Ivy.
Super cool. I love that. Junior.
Yeah, Sean, how did residing in the desert near the Salton Sea?
Salton Sea, yes.
Yeah, influence your formation, the formation and the sound of the throw rags.
Oh, man.
Hey, I want to take you back, man. Take you back in time.
Hey, first off, I had just had a lot of coffee that morning, and the internet was a new thing. I just told people I was from the Salton Sea, and they believed me. But even I was supposed to do an interview for that Salton Sea movie that John Waters narrated,
Yeah.
And then, too much coffee. I put on a captain's hat. I was like, oh, I'm a captain. I'm a this and that. And it's like, okay, we believe you. But I'm like fourth, fifth generation Palm Springs, California. My great grandparents came here in like 1912. So way back, like pre everything besides the natives that were here and a couple other white families. But I don't know how the desert is just the desert. It's a place when you're a kid, you're kind of stuck here unless you got money. The desert used to be one of those places rich people came in the winter to golf, and then in the summer, whoever was left over, it's because they were stuck here,
Right.
So I was always just trying to get to Los Angeles, 2 hours away, But Fishbone played here in 1985 at the Indio High School prom. Isn't that a trip?
Wow.
I know, and I took them all to a house party later.
Oh, man.
Yeah, which is cool,
That's super cool.
It's just a trip, but
yeah, Fishbone.
Throw Rag, I've had a lot of bands, but Throw Rag, going back to like what Matt was saying, when I got my act together and got Throw Rag, when I got straightened out, Flogger Molly took us on our first U.S. tour. It was us, the Slackers, and Flogger Molly. They took us to Europe the first time. They took us on our first cruise. So I have a lot of beautiful firsts with Matt and those guys, which is, I'm forever grateful,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you say would be some career highlights with specific to Throw Rag, Sean?
Well, all three of those things for sure.
Yep.
And man, it was like we were so excited because I was wild, and when I straightened out and I could be accountable, and then I remember the dude at House of Blues at the time, Sean Striegel, told Flogger Molly's manager, hey, you should bring this Throw Rag band. They're really great live and everything. He calls back, hey, man, I heard this guy gets naked and all this we can't have that. It's all ages. And then he's like, no. That's before now. So we're on this tour, man, and we're getting to the clubs like 5 hours early. We're really just, and the Slackers would roll in like, half hour before doors. We're like, they're crazy. I can't believe they're showing up so late. And, man, I love those guys. Vic's been calling me. I'm going to get busted now. I'm hiding from him right now. He's in LA. He wants to come visit. I'm going to call him today. But those guys they're just such beautiful people, Yeah, Vic's the best.
They are. So would you see other ska bands coming out to the desert?
Well, man, Matt knows this, but like I was a punk rocker, and then I immediately wanted to be like a rude boy skinhead, and when you're young, it's all or nothing. So I kept switching around. So I went from punk rock, and then in '82, December of '82, I had started my first ska band out here, which no one knows about, but Matt, because he's got to hear it. The Psyotics. It was like no one could play, but we're a 6 or 7 piece, and I'm gonna get you guys some of that stuff. But so then I had a little crew called the Pioneers, and that was our skinhead crew out here.
Okay.
And then we would go to LA and hang out with these guys, the Towhead Army and these other dudes, and run around and just, do what we thought, rude boys and skinheads would do: headbutt, drink, have a good time, and but I that lasted about a year, and I got derailed, to put it, I just got derailed in my life, and then I reeled myself back in at 30, and here we are. I'm going to be 60, so 30 years later,
Yes.
I was really into by like 82, I turned my back on punk. I was only going to dance hall shows, and I was really into dance hall. And that Kingston 12 Club,
Oh, yes.
it was
Oh,
on Crenshaw and
Of
44th or
course.
something.
yeah.
Back then, I used to go there, and
Yeah, that
I
was
was
great.
I loved it, and I still love it. But so when we put the band together, me and Matt are trying to do world music, and Mano Chao meets Jamaica, and I'm sending him these African things, and then he finally sends me this full-on 69 skinhead reggae tune. I'm like, dude, that's what we need to be doing, right, Matt?
Well, that was actually going to be our next question, is how.
Oh,
Yeah, so when
Right.
did you guys meet? I think you said in passing, but when exactly?
We met March 2002 was when we met.
Hmm.
And it was on that tour, and we hit it
Okay.
off right away. And we've been great friends. I mean, Matt's a lovely, lovely, beautiful human being, and we've been friends this whole time.
Well, you've given him his prop before he becomes an ancestor. That's good.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's
No, that's important. That's important.
Oh, yes. So we
Right.
should
So Sean, you were saying that Matt then shared some. Fast forward to modern day, he shared some skinhead reggae, and is that when you guys said like this should be the sound? I mean, how long did you talk about doing something together?
Oh, man, we talked about this. How long do we conceptualize? There's Matt.
Well, I would just say to you, like, it's 10 years ago. I mean, literally, 10 years ago. I mean, me and Sean roughly talked about it, but 10 years ago, I drove to Palm Springs and said, look, Sean, I really want to do another project, and I want you to be the man. I want you to be my partner. I want you to sing in this. Let's do this. And I didn't have a real definition of what I was thinking. I just was feeling it. And I was kind of coming at it as an accordion player too. So to come up, like, I was like, maybe like Conjunto meets 68, 69, 70 reggae, somewhere in there, we're going to find our home, because it's culture music also. So I really, as an accordion player, I play a lot of people's cultures music. I love Mexican music. Flaco Jimenez is a big, so when I'm playing, and even if you were listening to my tracks when we record in Flagamoy stuff, I'm doing all this sneaky Mexican stuff all the time too. So it just makes the most sense. And I actually played a Cajun accordion too, so I messed with like those combinations. It wasn't until I sent Sean a East Side Girl that we were like, yes, that's it. And that's just like a straight ahead 1969 kind of style love letter to kind of all of it. And that's where it kind of like, okay, let's we work from here. And at that time I started to figure out how to like be a recording person too, because in this time I just show up somewhere and record, but I don't know a damn thing. I started to become like, it would behoove me to learn how to do, play music, since that's all I do. Right. So about that time, I started to get savvy and smarter, and then I sent Sean that song, and we're like, he's all, that's it. And then this, slowly 10 years later, we just keep pushing the rock up the hill.
No, that's amazing. And I know that you've known like John Roy for a long time, and Roger Rivas, obviously from the Aggrolites, but how did the rest of the musicians and those that worked on the album come about?
I mean, the first band that I was in was called the Spy Kids.
San Diego's finest.
Yeah, there you go. So,
I missed that.
What?
I missed the name.
Oh, Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
Mm.
Yeah, and that was just a full ska band, and that was, for me, that was the first time I was like, okay, I want to be in a band. I want to play music, not just listen to it. I want to be part of it in some way. So I picked up a guitar and we started playing. So when I started thinking about this, like the bass player of that was my friend Jason Bowen, and the drummer, who's still the drummer now, Mark McLemore, and a lot of those Spy Kids, were the first, like, I got them involved. Since it's changed since then, but our drummer is still Mark McLemore from the Spy Kids, and it's just been slowly over time. I've just made I've made calls, and we've just kind of figured it out. Now we have some lovely people. Zach Pike playing guitar, and it's lovely.
Yes.
Jeffrey Govan is crushing it.
Yes.
Pete Douglas from many bands, but he plays trumpet with us, and of course John Roy was in the Spy Kids with us also for a little bit. So, it was important to me to try to keep it as much in-house, like to kind of go home with the people that took me to the dance as much as I possibly could, because it just feels true to my heart to do so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, congrats on the album. Sorry, Sean, you were going to say something?
Me, hey, Matt, I'll tell you, don't get me started.
No, please.
I was thinking about Joe Strummer, man, and hearing Police and Thieves the first time, and not realizing then it's Junior Murvin, and then realizing his favorite singer is Curtis Mayfield, and it's like, It's all connected.
Oh, yes.
The spirit music, I got
Absolutely.
chills. It's connected everywhere, and it keeps revealing more. I'm like, wow, of course. Of course,
true.
That's what it was. That was like the Clash, Stiff Little Fingers, and then the Bad Brains. First time they came to LA, I saw them.
Wow.
And I was 15. And at that time, the Dead Kennedys, Jello, and Jack from TS were my favorite singers. Then HR comes out. And it was like, wow, I've been worshiping false idols this whole time. Now I've seen the truth. And then I'm like, screw it. Then it's just like, I just want to listen to reggae and ska and rocksteady and dancehall, and I don't care about punk no more. Like, you love all the things you loved growing up, just the best of it, though.
Of course. Well, big congrats to you and Matt on the album, and I haven't had a chance to see you guys live yet, but from all the footage I've seen, and obviously fans of Supernova are going to have a real treat.
Indeed.
So,
thank you.
congrats.
Yes. Dunia, let's bring you into the conversation now.
Hi.
Yeah, so hi again, right? So what did the New York ska scene feel like in the early mid-90s from an insider?
Well, it was really small, actually. It was like Mephistopheles. The Toasters were really going around everywhere, but Moon Records was really our hub. There was a clothing store called 99X that sold the ska records, but also like Fred Perry gear.
Where exactly was the store located?
I think it was at East 9th and like 4th Avenue, something like that. And 99X. It was like one of those places you walk by really slowly and like, if I could afford that, I'd be so happy. You know what I mean? Like all the good gear. And then Moon had a store on, I think it was like Avenue A. And so, those were like the two spots we would be hopping between, walking around the village. But it was the scene was really small. It was like not too many bands playing in the early 90s. It was like, it was Agent 99 and the Slackers and Insteps and Mephistopheles. Stubborn All Stars, wasn't Stubborn All Stars yet. Jeff had Skinner Box when I started playing, but before that he was the Boilers, and so like we all loved the Boilers, but the Boilers were kind of no more when I started, and yeah.
And then the New York scene would definitely see a number of touring bands that would come through.
Yeah, a lot of people came through. I saw the Selector and the Specials. English, I feel like English Beat came through. Or
Yeah,
maybe it was
that would make
Special Beat,
right.
something like that. And
That was back when
Scatolites.
Scatolites, yes.
Scatolites, yeah. That was kind of like, oh my God, the Scatolites are here. Like it was
And
like
many of them loved New York so much that a lot of them ended up staying there.
Yeah, exactly. So we,
Actually, at that time, Roland was living there.
yeah.
Right, Roland Alfonso, right.
Actually saw the originals, Tommy McCook, Roland Alfonso, Lloyd Brevet, Lloyd Nibbs.
Yes.
And that was
Jackie Two part of that entourage as well?
no.
Mm.
I don't
No,
think
I
so
think
yet.
I think Jackie stopped maybe in 90.
Yeah.
Thereabout.
Yeah, we were, yeah, I think that was
That's
yeah,
amazing.
after his time.
Yes, we're very fortunate to have seen the original, right? Many of us, the original Ska.
Yeah.
Dunia, aside from the obvious, what makes Rude Girl Review so special and unique?
I think that one of the things that really makes it work is that we all respect each other a great deal. We respect each other's abilities and experience,
Yes, yes.
and also like needs and wants. It's one of those things where like when we have a rehearsal, Jenny Whiskey makes us food. It's like
Wow.
it's freaking brilliant. And, Lindsay always brings drinks, and, everybody always brings something for everybody. We give each other gifts, you know. I think it's just like a real love and respect environment.
Yeah.
And, we try to hold on to that all throughout, even when we have conflicts, everybody argues in a band. And when we have a conflict, we always try to kind of work it out without like animosity, without any like
Way to go.
negativity. We
Right.
try to keep it really positive and really open.
Yes. And I
What,
know that.
mm,
Oh,
what are the chances of us seeing the group on the west? This
We
is the
are
West
trying
Coast, right, Eric?
so hard to get to the West Coast. We want to get there
What are
so
some of the
badly.
challenges the band face
It's
getting out there?
actually just financial, yeah, because there's 11 of us.
So how about GoFundMe?
good thing Junior has deep pockets.
I can't, I can stay with my brother. I got people out there. I can probably get there and find a place to stay. But we really,
I'd say GoFundMe.
yeah, maybe,
No
maybe that's
amount
the
can
way
be
to
too small.
go.
That's
That
right.
that might be the way to go, because
Yeah.
some of our members are teachers, and they do GoFundMes to help with their classrooms. So
Sure,
it might
sure.
Yeah, we
work.
need to see you guys on the West Coast.
We
No
we do
kidding.
for sure. Dunia, another question to put you on the spot. So I know that there's been a few recordings, but do you know if and I know all the members are really busy, but any other plans to record more music
Well,
for Root Girl
absolutely.
Review?
Yeah, well, we have a 45 out, which is really lucky
Yeah.
on Jump Up Records.
Yes, yes.
So
Shout out to Chuck.
we're really, 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 really lucky to have Chuck put that out for us. But yeah, we absolutely want to get back in the studio. We're always writing. We have like a writing retreat once or twice a year, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, so we're in the, stuff is brewing.
Okay.
Mhm.
And
What's the retreat like?
We rent a big house. We've done the Poconos the past couple of years because it's in between everybody's houses and we can all get there.
Mhm.
And we rent a big house for a weekend, and everybody cooks. I mean, like, it's
that's
just the
really
most
cool.
amazing
I
group
love
of
that.
people. And we hang out, and we like
All
do
females, right?
yoga. Yeah, all women.
All women.
We usually try to find a place with a hot tub, you
Nice.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just like we chill out. Last time we did karaoke even, which was wild, because we also have a little bit of a weird generation thing, because we're not a broad range of ages, but it's enough for some of us not to know some songs that some others of us know, you know.
Understood.
And so like, I don't know any Taylor Swift, let's put it that way, like zero. But there's some real fans in Rude Girl Review, so they get into it, which is
Amazing.
it actually helps me to like I get all kinds of perspectives from
I'm
it,
sure. I
you
can
know.
imagine.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Tim.
No, sorry, Dunia, I have one more question for you.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
What have you learned from co-emceeing the last few years at Supernova? Yeah,
Are you
your
joking?
MC partner could be difficult in Junor Francis.
I mean, Junior Francis is like my teacher. He's so good. You're like so good at this, Junior. It's like amazing. So I've learned how to like how to be present for everyone, be really, really, really present for everybody, and big them up in the biggest way. It's
Yes,
just it's the greatest thing to know.
I
You guys
love.
do a fantastic job.
Yeah, thanks for the
It's
compliments and looking forward to seeing you in a couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So Tim, What were a few highlights from last year's festival that you want to share with us?
I mean, last year we had a lot of visa issues, so that was I think we replaced like 9 bands in the last month because of visa issues. And some of those visas are still like pending, like they're still processing, and that's how bad it's gotten. And I think we turned it around. We got some great bands in there to like Voodoo Glow Skulls and Slow Gherkin, and all, like some really quality replacements where it looked kind of flawless up there, but yeah, August was pretty rough, like trying to get everything swapped out. And I think the one for ones, like I think we got a really great lineup last year considering.
Mm-hmm. So you had to, for this year, as you were booking and curating, you had to pivot and make sure that you came at it from a less risky standpoint, unfortunately.
Yeah, just realistic, like looking at it, and like it can, like Out of Control Army from Mexico. It's like last year we had some issues with like they got their visa in time, but they gave them their passports on a Friday and they didn't get them back in time. They wouldn't release them till like Monday. And those kind of shenanigans that were just like, I thought we had some of these things locked in and it just didn't happen. So this year it's like, all right, what's the visas look like? Do you have a work, do you have this or that? And everybody, knock on wood, everybody's got everything in order and it's all going to work out.
Their Out of Control Army is so incredible. Their live show is just a spectacle, like so good.
I have this, like, I want people to see them on a bigger scale, but it's, on the Saturday, especially, we've got the Aggrolites and Linval and Derek Morgan and English Beat, and like trying to put them at the top, not all the way at the top, but just getting them that exposure is important.
No, that'll definitely be good for them. So speaking of this year too, what else is unique and might stand apart from previous years, Tim?
This year, I mean, we're going to have more alcoholic beverages there. We've got bars closer to the fans. A lot of bartenders will be down there. It'll be much easier to get a drink, I think, than last year. It wasn't that hard before, but it'll be much easier this year. Completely in an opposite direction, we'll have a kids tent again, and we've got a lot more activities for like little kids if people want to bring their children. And then we're right on the beach too, so they can kind of go back and forth all day to the water, and it's kind of come and go and family friendly.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to do like a carnival, but I don't think that's going to work out, like kind of a midway type thing, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull it off.
Yes. And you went from 3 days to 2 days, and I'm wondering why. And a lot of people are wondering why.
We kill our staff. Like every day is like a 20-hour day. So we're it's not only the 3 days, it's like the setup for a couple days before. And we were doing a charity night, like, last year was like a Thursday night charity night. So it's like there was a 4th day. And anyway, it ends up being an entire week of everybody kind of all out. And this year was, maybe we do Saturday, Sunday. Dunia is our president on our nonprofit side. We do music education. So we're going to do a bigger Friday night right on the beach with the Slackers and Detroit Rhythm Crew. And
it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great. And I think we're going to try to focus more on the charity side. Alpha will be there too. And we're trying to like focus on that a little bit more.
I think you have some of the best staffs, especially in the kitchen.
I'm going to show the flyer here.
Nice.
Done by Crease. And
yes.
And Tim, I also want to give you props for, since this is a History of LA Ska podcast, obviously, but the SoCal representation, obviously, in addition to the A100s, I mean, obviously Aggrolites back in Linville doing their own set, Jackie Mendez, Mobtown, Trojanites, and that's just to name a few, but big respect on that as well.
I think I told you, Eric, when I was out there earlier this year, it'd probably be cheaper for us just to move Supernova to LA. With all the bands flying in, gas prices and everything, will just probably be a lot easier.
Well, yes, we should at least try to do a SoCal version, even if it's scaled down. And Junior and I would love to work with you on that. So maybe, who knows?
That's great. Yeah.
So Tim, can you? I'm not sure if you have the flyer near you. Can you rattle off the names of the bands? So no one will be left out. I know, Tim. I know we mentioned a couple. Eric just mentioned a few, but do you have the lineup?
Yeah, I mean we've got like the two-tone, we got the English beat. We got Linval from the Specials, you mentioned, doing a Stranger set out there. Out of Control Army does like a Mexican version of two-tone. It'll be out there. We've also, we've got the legend Derek Morgan coming in from Jamaica to do a full set, and his voice, he's been singing on the phone to me, and like, anyway, he's still got it. It's going to be great.
He does.
I know some of these things aren't ska, but we've got Yellow Man's coming in for the dance hall side, and he still puts on a great show. He's an Alpha Boy too, and we'll have the whole Alpha Institute will be there.
His Yellow Man's energy, I mean,
yeah, he puts everyone to shame.
Unmatched.
Yeah,
it's
everyone to shame. Yeah,
I just been watching. Like I watch all the videos of the bands like before we, and I've just got like deep into Yellow Man and like all the things that
so good.
He brings to jump around.
Chris Murray, I don't want to leave him out from our SoCal.
Yeah.
He's a staple. He's a staple at Supernova, obviously.
Yeah. He was also involved with the formation of Supernova, right? Tim?
He was there from early on, right?
Yeah. I told the story to you last time, I think, but like we had a party at the house that went too big, and it was going to be a Chris Murray house party, and then we moved it to a brewery. And Steve, I was trying to call the Pietasters. They had something going. They had another show that night, or they would have been part of the founding story there. But we had King Django come out and like took their spot.
Yes, and Cat Bites playing, and they're always incredible live. Really, one of my favorites.
Yes, sir. So a question to all. Are we at that point now? I think I'm looking at the clock on the wall.
Yeah. You're going to ask about what they're looking forward to.
Yeah, right. What are you guys looking forward to as Supernova this year? It's a question for all.
Susan Cadogan.
Yes.
Okay.
We had the pleasure of having her out here a couple of years ago. She was backed by the Debonaires at one of Junior Ska Mania shows, and even she had a little cold. Even with that, just beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So great. So great. Yeah, Tim, congrats on Susan.
Yeah, she called me the other day, and we talked for like 45 minutes, and we're going to bundle her with Derek's set, and it's going to be really special.
What do you mean bundle? How you mean?
She's gonna, like, Eastern Standard Time is backing both of them, so we're working it all out now, but it's gonna be great.
And I'm kind of weeping.
Her set would be different from or independent of Derek, right?
They're two different sets, but they'll be kind of like bookends of each other.
Yes, and Eastern Standard Time, definitely hold it down.
Yes, they're the greatest.
Awesome. And I understand that Lloyd Parks will be there, right? And what capacity, what role will Lloyd Parks play this time?
Lloyd, he called me, and he wants, like last year he did a solo set, and this year he wants to come in and just play bass for Derek. So Derek gave us a list of like 50 songs to learn, and I sent it to Lloyd, and Lloyd talks to him all the time, but Lloyd sent back that kind of wow face, like, oh wow, like it'll be okay, and he's like, it'll be okay, it'll be great.
Interesting enough, because I talked to Derek, he said, I think I want to change my set list.
He's got every song he ever wrote on it right now, but he's going to pare it down, I think.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, it's fine. We'll just go.
Right. Steve, Matt, Sean, Dunia, who else are you looking for? Or sorry, you did say Susan, Dunia, but guys, who else are you looking forward to seeing?
I'm just looking forward to the whole weekend. It's just such an incredible time. It gets better every year, regardless of what the lineup is. Tim always manages to outdo himself, So yeah, I just love seeing old friends and making new friends, and just having a chill weekend at the beach.
It's really a family affair.
It really is.
Yes, sir.
Steve, how many times have Pietasters played?
We've been fortunate enough to play every year, and to the point where we'll be on the road and people will bug me about, hey, you got to get my band on this. And I'm like, it's Tim. It's not, I don't have anything to do with it. And
I have the same response.
Last year, she said, and here are the Pietasters. They're here every year.
That is amazing.
But it's something you earn. You're not just your brother.
Right.
We're very grateful, and it's just so much fun to be a part of it.
Yeah. Matt and Sean, what about you two?
I feel the same way. I'm just so happy I want to see. I mean, want to see everybody on the thing. I'm actually painting something for Tim right now that has all these names on it also. So
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
and I promise I'm still working on it, Tim. I just slammed all this other shit, but
No worries.
I can't wait to see Eric Morgan, of course. Kind of everybody on there. I'm gonna see. I'm so stoked. And me and Sean can say it for himself, but thank you, Tim, for having us. I can't even. This is our first year. We're a baby band, and to be even part of this in any way, shape, or form is beautiful and humble. So thank you.
Yeah.
I'm saying thanks to Tim for having me as well.
Oh yeah. I told Matt, like, when he called me in April, and it was like, I got this new project, and I was riding around. I was in Indiana, like, visiting my mom, and she was an accordion teacher. So I'm like, oh, this is meant to be, I think. And anyway, like, whatever Matt does is going to be great. And I think this is what I'm looking most forward to.
Yes.
Oh,
Cute.
nice. Awesome.
It's amazing.
Thanks, you're a lifelong guest list for Plug and Molly in the future.
Sean, what about you? Anything you want to?
Man, I always look forward to the old timers and the OGs because time isn't promised, and we gotta not be too tired to go out and see these guys or these
So
girls. And there's been a lot of times I was like, I'll check it out next time, and there's
No.
that and
There's
then
no
there's not a
next
next
time.
time.
Stranger
there's a lot
call,
of-
man.
But the whole scene, man, because like I'm not new to this scene, but I am. I'm excited, and just to even be in Virginia there, because I was born like 3 hours away, but never spent no time over there on the Navy base in Maryland or Patuxent River. I'm
yeah.
looking at the whole thing like, whoa, water, kayaks, people, what's going on? You know what I mean? I just want to. And man, it's gonna be so beautiful, and you got so many great bands. It's gonna be amazing.
I know,
Yes.
Marcia Aiken.
It's
I can't even handle it. It's Marcia Aiken, even like
Yeah.
it's gonna be really fun.
From the Joe Gibbs stables.
Right.
Yeah.
Sean, two of your points there, one being, and Junior and I preach this a lot, in that the importance of seeing the legends. I mean, we've lost Stranger Cole and Carlos Malcolm this year alone, and so it is super important. And then to your point about not missing the opportunity, he clearly wasn't at that older age, but I had the opportunity to see Joe Strummer and the Mascaleros in the late 90s. And it was a 3-night stint. I think it was at the Troubadour or maybe at the Palace, one of the two. And the first night I was working, I couldn't make it. The second night I had to work on my reggae fanzine that I had. The third night, my girlfriend at the time said, "Eric, you're not going out, you're staying home." And so I said, "All right, I'll catch Joe next time." And
That's a funny thing is when you don't want to get old, but when you're young or old, you just wish you were older so you would have saw more things. That's my thing. Oh man, if I'd only been, 2 more years, I would have.
Yeah.
I saw Peter Tosh, but I didn't see
Wow.
Bob Marley. But I saw him on the Mama Africa tour.
Amazing.
And as you get older, you're
Yeah.
like, yeah, you always want to be older because that's the only reason you want to be older is all the OGs. I want to see.
Right.
We
Of
all love
course.
music so much. We just want to see it all,
So true. I did see James Brown at the Hollywood Bowl, not backed by the Pietasters though.
I only met James Brown when I was a little kid. I didn't even get to
Wow.
see him on the stage, really.
Yeah. This is a question for everyone. What do you all have in the works for the rest of this year and into next year outside of Supernova? Talk about what the next, let's say, 6 months or so has in store.
I'll jump in. We are going to continue to drive around in circles, and the Supernova is a great annual event, and then we do a holiday show at the 930 Club every December. So we'll be announcing that after Supernova, and just whatever good opportunities we have to get around this great country of ours. Hope to get back to the West Coast soon.
I was going to say, any plans? When was the last time you were out here?
California. I can't even tell you. I think it was with Real Big Fish. And they've been on hiatus for 8 years.
Right.
So.
Just got back together. Yeah. All right. Well, you're long overdue.
With Rude Girl Revue, like they said, the worst business model on the planet is a ska band, and when you have to buy 8 to 10 tickets, it's just the stupidest thing. So Start a three-piece or be a singer-songwriter, and you'll.
Yeah, I was telling Matt that I'm like, what have we? One thing we did. Why did you put so many horns on the record? Why did you like? Oh no! Now we know why Aggrolites got it. Like, you know what I mean? Also, they're more than capable of doing that. It's hard to cover that much space unless you're,
Right.
you know, a master like Roger and the rest of them. But
Yeah.
I it's nuts. You made me feel good when you said 11. I'm like, okay, so 7's not so bad.
Yeah.
So Matt and Sean, I've seen that you've been doing. You played a really big kind of Latin ska core type show not a couple of weeks ago here in LA. I think you have something up north coming up. But so you're doing a handful of dates, right, to help support the album?
Yeah, we're playing in San Francisco this weekend, and then we have a show. Then we have the festival. We have one in North County in San Diego. We have some shows. So we've been pushing as much as we can. We have some shows later in the year, and because you know there's doing the record and then there's doing it live. So there's just a different emotion. There's just got to get together and tighten it up. But it's been weird because you know Flog and Molly has taken almost a 2-year hiatus.
Right.
Because our singer Dave nearly died, and we are going to have rehearsals in October for 10 days, which is the first time in nearly 2 years that we're going to get together. Which even in that
10 days
is a miracle that we're even doing. Because it wasn't looking good, but so that's just a blessing. So I can't wait to once we meet with those guys, with Flog and Molly, and we got a cruise after that. And the reason I say all that is because then we'll know what condition our condition is in. We'll see what our tour looks like in Flog and Molly, and when I know that, then I know how hard we can, you know, when we can figure out between Sean's schedule and Flog and Molly's schedule when to push it. But my hope is that I'm gonna put everything I have, and I'm gonna continue to do, just put everything I can into this, and because it's glorious.
It's fresh and tight, and we would love to see more of the A100s throughout next year as well. So yeah, congrats on that. And yes, sending Dave big respect and prayers. So I'm glad he's doing better.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
You know, Shakespeare once said, "All good things must come to an end." Any closing thoughts from you guys?
Well, let's hear from Dunia and Tim with the rest of the.
Oh, my apology. Yeah, right.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, I play with an African Malian griot named Sheikh Hamala Jabate. I'm planning on doing some more of that. We also have kind of an amalgamated group called the Supranational Sound System, which plays like it's multicultural music. So I got some of that going on. Doing some more recording with Girl Revue, hopefully, and some solo. I'm really trying to figure out what my solo project looks like, because I would love to play with Eastern Standard Time, and I would also love to play with the Lady Hatchet Quartet. So I'm trying to figure all that out, and trying to get backing for all that kind of stuff.
Of course.
So essentially, you're with 5 bands plus your nurturing your solo career.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Got to keep it moving.
Oh yes, you only have one life. Yeah.
And Dunia, we want to thank you. You took part in. I'm going to give a plug because people can watch this on our YouTube channel. You were out here last November, and we did a very special Ska Her Way at the Grand Museum. And Dunia, you were joined by Gina Rodriguez from the Shanties and the Cover Ups. Author Heather Augustin took part. Karina from Dancehall Crashers. Persephone Queen P of Ocean 11. Sarah Jane Owen from the Body Snatchers and the Bell
Amazing.
And Orange County's very own Tara Hahn from Half Past Two, and Junior moderated it. You can find that on our YouTube channel. So thank you.
You made it happen, Eric.
Thank you. That was really fun.
It takes a village, but yeah, that was a lot of fun. Tim, you're going to sleep a lot after Supernova?
No, I work for a group called Hostage Aid Worldwide, and
yes,
all their busy season is in September, right when Supernova happens. So they get neglected, and they anyway. Like as soon as this is over, I have to go to the UN General Assembly and do a presentation for the UN on hostages.
Wow.
So cool.
Once we get past the end of September, then it's working with Dunia and trying to build. We've been doing the Supernova Alliance, so.
Yes.
This year we had summer camp for 100 kids in the local area here. That was all free for everybody. And we've been doing scholarships for Alpha kids down in Jamaica. And anyway, trying to build on all that.
So expand on that, the Supernova Alliance.
So we, it's probably, this sounds bad, but like to do alcohol at a festival, you have to have a nonprofit partner. And so like we were doing the nonprofit work already, but we set up the nonprofit officially and to, you know, first and foremost to help people, but it's also selfishly to sell alcohol at the festival and to make money to go back into the, you know, all of this and kind of help it keep it going. But
and it also helps with the donations that we're giving to
Sure.
like, you know, if we make enough money at Supernova Festival, we can give it to the Alpha group.
Of
We can
course.
give it to these kids. We can, you know.
Give back, right?
But
Yeah.
from a realistic point of view, I mean, I don't drink, but can you have a festival without alcohol in America?
Yeah,
I mean,
not.
I'm sure
I don't
somebody
think, I don't
can.
think it would work. We're not at that stage of human
think it would work
development as yet.
I
it's
bet
one
there's some
thing
like
we-
gangsters, you know.
Yeah, but anyway, the you know, we've donated over 40,000 to Alpha for scholarships
Wonderful.
down there, and like through records and through alcohol sales, and we've got Mida's donating a Scatolite saxophone this time around that Roland Alfonso was like the
Very
last show
exciting.
that played, like signed it, you know. So anyway,
Very
it's like
exciting.
a lot of people kind of helping out and kind of coming together. And anyway, this year is just we've done instrument donations to schools, and anyway, this summer camp just kind of wrapped up a couple weeks ago, and
that's amazing.
stuff.
For
And
that.
shout out to the vendors who, you know, they're significant. They're a very important part of the festival.
Yeah, thanks to Matt Flood for putting all that together from Asbestos Records.
Yes. And Tim, I'm once again going to unfortunately have FOMO by not being there in person. But have you confirmed? And I apologize if I should know this from your online post, but will there be a live streaming?
We should be announcing tomorrow if we get everything
Okay.
locked in. But yeah, there'll be another live stream, and it'll be global. I think the English beat won't be on it, but everything else will be.
Okay. So by the time this airs, it'll be announced. So that's amazing. So I will watch. I'll be there in spirit and virtual.
Yay.
Yes. Yes.
And does a live stream help or hinders? Because if you can live stream, then why show up? That was my thinking.
Oh.
That's
because in person, right? The sense of community and being there and seeing it in action, it's different.
Can
in
I
my
can I
opinion.
answer some of that? Is that I think that people see the live stream and want to be there.
All
So I
right.
actually
Yes,
think it
that's
helps a
my question.
great deal.
It probably helps the smaller bands too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they get some exposure.
True.
Well, you know, I think we were in like 30 countries last year, and I mean, it's gotten like there's more people watching like through the year than watching like when it happens. So, you know,
right,
and then
because it's archived.
Yeah, and then I think we've got millions and millions of views on those videos because we're just chopping them up and putting them online and tagging all the bands, and
Yes.
you know, especially the smaller ones, like you said, that really, you know, at
Yeah.
least it gives them some content too that they can share for future things.
No, that's
Right. So it really helps,
promotion's important.
as you mentioned, all the bands to gain employment elsewhere, not only in the United States, but perhaps abroad as well. Huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. Got to shout out Mike DiMatteo.
Mike DiMatteo, yeah. Sorry, I talk to him every day. What's that?
Yeah.
What is his role?
He oversees the entire live stream. So he's a producer. He did things like Survivor, the TV show, and Super Nanny, and those kind of shows, like big time shows. And so when he brings like 6 or 7 cameras here, it's like no big deal. It's like a walk in the park for him.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Junior?
Yeah, just about our destination. Huh? I'm looking at the clock on the wall. So,
yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
I'm just really excited to see everybody again. I really like you guys, and makes me happy.
It's our pleasure, Dunia. Always love seeing you.
Yeah.
For anyone else?
For everyone.
Thanks for letting me come and ramble, and it's great talking to you all. Look forward to seeing most of you.
Steve, great to meet you, and let's try to get you out west here sometime.
Yeah, let's do it.
And Matt and Sean, definitely going to make sure to see the A100s at some point in one of your Southern California shows. And again, congrats and best of luck with the rest of your dates.
So, Tim, for those who are on the fence, undecided, any words? Undecided fans?
I mean, I think we've got a ton of surprises that we can't say what they are, but they'll be on top of the lineup that we have. There'll be some really cool things that'll be happening at the festival that you want to be there
I've been
for.
imagining some things happening. I hope I'm my wife swears that what you think happens, so we're gonna find out. I'll let you know later.
You're manifesting it, huh?
I'm trying to
happen, Sean.
manifest and stuff, but I'm not gonna say it. But yeah.
Oh, you
Well,
know what?
Chris-
I have to also shout out the Dunia and Aram group because because Aram is my husband and he's a really good bass player.
Yeah, shout out for sure.
Hey man, are there
He's
skate
actually
parks
been
in Jamaica?
Huh?
Are there
Yeah,
skateboard
there
parks
is,
in
yeah.
Jamaica?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I would think that there is.
All right,
Yeah.
so we don't need to get the nonprofit and go build one.
There you go.
You can build
Oh,
another one. That'd be fun.
'Cause I know you
It'll be
have
worth a site visit.
Yeah, we should go.
yeah, gotta go see it.
I love that.
See if
I
that's
love that
possible.
idea. I know. Well, Tim, congrats again on an incredible lineup and thank you for all you do. Truly, when I said at the top of the episode, it is the best festival here, and I know it's a lot of work, but all the best this year.
It's worth
Yeah.
it.
Well, thanks to you and Junior for all the support and all the stuff that you do at History of LA Ska. You kind of drive us, especially on like bringing out the foundational artists. And anyway, we really appreciate it.
We are
Huge.
happy to do it, and again, great meeting you all who we've not previously met, and all the best. So Matt, Sean, Steve, Tim,
And Kohler, just rattle off some of those names again.
Oh, put me on the
It
spot.
energizes me. Just
Right. All right. Derek Morgan.
by
Here,
memory.
Tim, we'll tag team this. English Speed, Jeff Rosenstock, Derek Morgan backed by Eastern Standard Time, Linville Golding backed by the Aggrolites, right?
Yellow Man, Out of Control Army,
Pietasters,
Yeah.
Slackers,
Mm.
Impossible.
A100s.
Yes.
A100, Bumpin' Uglies,
A100s,
Minus Smashers.
Jackie Mendez.
Yes,
There we go.
yes.
Cat Bite, Susan Cadogan, Marcy Aiken,
Dan P from MU330.
right? Millington, the Boy Detective, Rude Girl
Receveur.
Review,
Ooh,
Rude Girl.
Detroit Rhythm Crew, right? And then Trojanite, like we
from
mentioned.
LA, yeah.
Trojanites,
You know,
right
And
on.
then you have a couple after parties as well. One with the Slackers, Mobtown, DJ Chuck Rin, Jer Omnigon is another after party, right?
Yep.
With
Yep.
DJ Mark Mack and Los Mal
Hablados, los mal hablados.
Cavalinas, MC Lars.
There we go. I think we're covering most of
like
it, right?
girls.
If not all.
One man's got man.
Congrats. Thank you all very much, Junior,
Sure.
as well.
Yes, thanks
Thank
for
you.
everyone. And remember to please subscribe to this podcast series on our YouTube channel. Follow us at History of LA Ska on Instagram and TikTok, and join our Facebook group. This series is produced by Rocker Radio and Eric Kohler, of course.
Thank you all so much, and we appreciate everyone's
Peace.
support to keep us going here. And we will remind you, please do your part rather to support and preserve the scene. And we'll leave you with this. Come on out, put on your dancing shoes, and enjoy yourself. So until next time, much love and be well, everyone. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Thank
All right.
you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.